watching Newsnight. Now, the weatherman is projecting heavy rainfall in several parts of the country after a prolonged dry season. Farmers are, however, encouraged to go for short-maturing crop varieties, with the weatherman predicting depressed rainfall within the March, April, May rainy season, which may not be adequate for agriculture. Safin Achieng-Ouma spoke to Dr. Richard Muita from the Kenya Meteorological Department, who says that the rains may not be able to phase out the impact of the prolonged drought quickly, with hopes resting on an El Niño event predicted to happen later this year. Here now is that report.
In its 5-day forecast running from 14th to 18th of March 2023, the weatherman is predicting rainfall in many areas, including the highlands east and west of Rift Valley, Lake Victoria Basin, south and central Rift Valley, coast, as well as the northwestern and northeastern Kenya with isolated storms.
Areas in central Kenya, we are likely to see that. Even in some areas are traditionally dry. Even in areas like northern Kenya, like Turkana County, Samburu County, like Kipia, and even western Kenya, we would still expect some days that we would get some storms. And normally storms only come in bursts. They don't they are not sustainable. They can come like a day or 2 or 3 in the entire season.
According to Dr. Richard Muita, the Assistant Director, Climate Services, Research and Development at the Institute of Meteorological Training and Research, it may take longer before the rains can completely phase out the impact of the long period of dry weather conditions.
The level of moisture in the soil is normally 0. And therefore, you may have even storms within the first few days of the season, but still they may not kind of cancel the deficit that was there in the soil. So what happens is that for the soil moisture to actually become optimal, it requires a sustained kind of rainfall days or rainfall amounts.
The months of March, April and May are usually a crucial rainfall season, but with the projected depressed rainfall, Dr. Muita is urging farmers to go for drought-resistant, short-maturing crop varieties.
We have beans, we have potatoes, we have cassava, we have many types of legumes, vegetables, millet, sorghum. So many of those can mature very fast within 2-3 months. You have food. And then maybe you can use the surplus to sell in the market and then buy maize.
Kenyans will, however, continue to bear the brunt of the prolonged dry spell, with hopes now mostly resting on an El Niño event predicted to happen late this year.
We know that El Niño that is strong will lead to much more rainfall, much more spread rains, much more water, and therefore there is a likelihood that it may cancel of the drought conditions.
The weatherman also projects incidents of flash floods in some areas, with Dr. Muita advising that it is time for the country to invest in water harvesting. Safin Achieng-Ouma, Citizen TV.